guys, it's your girl T. Make sure y'all have y'all's teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. So what's going down is I've been following this story for the past few days while I've been in bed. And if you guys don't know, Apollo Nita, who is Phaedra Parks' ex-husband, is now engaged to a woman. Her name is Shireen Al-Mufati. And basically she's from Jordan. And so it's been so much drama with this story for the past few days. More and more information has come out. So nobody really knew who this woman was until she took to Instagram and she started basically talking about, how, she's so blessed to be with Apollo and Apollo's her fiance and they're so in love and everything else. So once the blog got a hold of her post and figured out who she was, the story went viral. So basically it's being reported that Shireen is a real estate broker. She confirmed the relationship. She's saying that her and Apollo have been together for 2 years, that they met in 2013. So once folks found out that she got with him in 2013, people started going in on her on Instagram. They were calling her a homewrecker because, as we all know, back in the summer of 2013, Apollo was still married to Phaedra Parks. So now they're like, okay, this makes sense. Now we understand why Phaedra was going off on Todd and Candy and saying that Apollo was running the streets with Todd and, doing all this and that. So she must have known that Apollo was out there creeping with this other woman. So now the story gets even more crazy, okay? Make sure y'all have y'all's damn teacups. So now we find out that she's going to be featured on this year's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. As we all know, The Real Housewives of Atlanta is currently airing, and I am watching, honey. That is my show. So pictures leaked on the internet the other day of her filming with Todd, Candy, Cynthia, and I believe Peter as well.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Oh, that jacket hot. Oh, no, they didn't. They didn't close the door. Go in. It's your restaurant. She in there too.
So people are finding out that she's going to be on the show. They're saying that Bravo loaned her a $3,500 jacket. They're saying that they also loaned her a Range Rover to drive in the scene, so it looks like she has money. And on top of that, she pulled her 8-year-old daughter out of school filmed with The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So everything is just getting crazier and crazier. So on top of fans dragging her, going in on her for being a homewrecker, and people finding out that she's also going to be featured on Real Housewives of Atlanta, her ex-husband, his name is Derek Copes. He's now speaking out to Radar Online. He's very upset, and this is what he's saying. He's saying that basically he doesn't care if his ex-wife is dating Apollo. They've been divorced for 2 years. He's saying she was a bum. All she did was use him for money. She didn't want to work. I guess she's one of them exotical girls who just thinks, her looks will carry her over. And so he got tired of it, and they basically got a divorce. He said he does not care what his ex-wife does, but he's very upset because now we're finding out that she's dragging her 8-year-old daughter to the prison to go see Apollo. So the whole situation is crazy. Now, Phaedra has 2 children by Apollo. Phaedra doesn't even drag her kids to the prison, but this woman who supposedly has been with Apollo since 2013 is dragging her 8-year-old daughter to go to the prison. And on top of that, her ex-husband is very upset because she took the little girl out of school to go film for a week and a half with The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And like he said, it's not educational. It has nothing to do with the daughter. She's very irresponsible. And then he goes on to say that he has stopped paying child support until she gets her act together. Now, I don't agree with that. You know, the child support should have nothing to do with that. He should be paying child support regardless. But my thing is, if he's very upset and he's very scared about his daughter's well-being, and it's obvious that she may not be a fit mother because of her decisions, then at this point in time, he needs to go fight for full custody. He needs to go fight to be the, to be the primary custodial parent of this little girl. Because for this woman to be dragging this little girl out of school from New Jersey to go down to Atlanta to go film is ridiculous. And then on top of that, her dragging the little girl to prison twice a week to go see Apollo is just crazy. It's one thing if you want to date a prisoner, but you don't involve your kids in that. You know what I'm saying? Kids are innocent, and she shouldn't be drugged down to the prison to go see somebody who's not even her father. Oh, and I made a mistake earlier. It wasn't a Range Rover that the show let her use. They let her use a white Benz truck. So on top of the show letting her use the white Benz truck, the $3,500 jacket, the Louis Vuitton bags and stuff like that they gave her, they also let her use a $60,000 Rolex watch to make it look like she's balling. So just let you know how, this just proves how manipulated these shows are and how a lot of these people are just faking it till they make it. I don't understand why she couldn't be filmed, on the show getting out of a Ford Focus. You know what I'm saying? If you can't afford a damn white Benz truck, then you just can't afford a damn truck. So it's sad that, Bravo's playing this up and they're, trying to put on this facade like she's some well-to-do real estate agent when her ex-husband is clearly saying that she's broke as hell and she's an opportunist. Now, Serena's saying that she met Apollo at a nightclub in Philadelphia back in 2013. So the whole situation is just crazy, honey. Like I told you, I've been just sipping tea and keeping up with everything. My take on this situation is this. This woman is a clown and so is Apollo. The reason why Apollo's proposing to her and the reason why he wanted to make sure he got with her before he went to prison is because he knew that Fedor was over it. He knew that Fedor would not have his back. Fedor would not be putting any money on his books for the next 8 years. So he had to find some low self-esteem ass woman to do it. And she basically fit that position. And that's what she's doing. I just feel like he just wants some money on his books, some possible conjugal visits now that they're engaged. Once they get married, he can now start sleeping with her. So I think that's another benefit as well. I don't feel bad for Apollo. Apollo is the original scammer, honey. Y'all think Joanne the scammer is bad? Joanne the scammer ain't got shit on Apollo the scammer, honey. He loves robbery, fraud. He's a messy ass Mitch who lives for drama, okay? So on top of, her just being a low self-esteem ass chick, it's also sad that Apollo and this woman are trying to get fame off of Fedor's name. Now, I don't feel bad for Fedor like that because I feel like Apollo and Fedor are one of the same. I feel like Fedor, knew what was going on with Apollo's scams and she was complacent. She was okay with it. Lucky for her, they weren't able to find anything on her, but I definitely feel like she knew what was going on. You can't be a lawyer and just be so blind to the fact of what your husband is doing. And then on top of that, I feel like she uses this drama to give her a storyline. As we all know, before the cameras started rolling, when she initially took the boys to the prison, she hadn't been bringing them up there. It wasn't until Bravo started filming that she decided to take the boys up to the prison. I feel like she's using this, the whole divorce drama, and then now with this lady coming on the show, this is all part of her storyline because let's keep it honest, Fedor has no storyline now that Apollo's gone. You know what I'm saying? Her only storyline is her acting like a thought with Portia or her being a mother to her two boys. So I think all of this foolishness helps Phaedra stay on the show. So that's why she's kind of okay with it. Last but not least, I also find this really convenient that all of a sudden Apollo's mistress comes out the woodwork during the same time the Real Housewives of Atlanta is premiering. So I just feel like all of this is just part of the show. I feel like they're all involved in this. I feel like some of this is scripted. Do I believe her relationship with Apollo? Yes, I definitely do. And like I said, to me, she's just another chick with low self-esteem because if you were a successful real estate agent, you would not even, associate yourself with somebody who's in prison for a scam because that's going to look bad on your brand. That's going to look bad on you. And how many people are going to entrust you with their information, their financial information when it comes to buying a home when your boyfriend is sitting in prison, in federal prison for fraud? You know, this man stole people's identities and ran up, you know, tabs on their name. So I think with her being involved in Apollo, that's definitely going to mess up her job. That's definitely going to mess up her, you know, her brand. But to some people, you know, that fame is way more important than anything, you know, and she seems like the type that it's more important for her to be famous and be seen on television, you know, regardless if it's in a good light or a bad light. She's willing to play that character. And that's really sad that a lot of people are willing to do anything just for 15 minutes of fame. So anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy, messy situation. Once again, concerning Apollo and his new fiance, Sharon. How do you feel about this entire situation? Do you feel like this woman has possible self-esteem issues because she's getting herself involved in this situation? And then how do you feel about what Serene's ex-husband, Derek Copes, had to say about him being really upset about her taking the daughter to go see Apollo and her taking the daughter out of school? Do you agree with me that he should be filing to try and get full custody of his child as opposed to just trying to withhold child support? And then also, how do you feel about the entire situation? Do you feel bad for Phaedra, you know, with everything playing out? Or do you feel like, you know what, they all deserve each other because they're all some damn scammers if you ask me? And then last but not least, how are you guys liking this season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta so far? So far, I'm enjoying it, but I'm tired of Sheree and Kenya going back and forth about this damn house. Chateau Sheree looks the bomb.com. I will give her props. More Manor still has a bit of a ways to go, but it also looks nice. But I just really wish both of them would find a new storyline, okay? So anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy situation. Once again, concerning our favorite convict, Apollo Nita. All right, deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.